Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now, we got to start out with a story out of Craven County where a teenager who is accused of murdering his grandfather went before a judge earlier this morning. Here is again footage of that teen. Derek White, again, has been accused of assaulting his grandmother and murdering his grandfather. He made a brief court appearance late this morning at the Craven County Courthouse where district court judge refused to set his bond. Deputies say the murder happened around 11:45 p.m. on Monday on Sydney Road. While on their way home, deputies say they spotted White's car and arrested him on Highway 55 near the Wetherington Farm Road. Now, when law enforcement got to the home, deputies found 77-year-old Anthony White dead from multiple stab wounds. An investigation showed that the 18-year-old had assaulted his grandmother before stabbing his grandfather. White was charged with an open count of murder. The judge set January 23rd as White's next court date. And now we want to turn our attention to some positive news coming out of Raleigh, where a few eastern North Carolina communities have been awarded some grants. The North Carolina Department of Commerce recently awarded $12 million in grants to local communities, including, again, a few town governments in eastern North Carolina. Specifically, Bethel, LaGrange, and Wallace were among 8 communities that received grants from the state to support housing and public improvements for low and moderate income North Carolinians. The grants are a part of the Commerce Department's Community Development Block Grant Neighborhood Revitalization Program. The program offers eligible municipalities and counties to work on community development projects and tailor them to the most critical needs of their communities. Bethel in Pitt County and LaGrange in Lenoir County each received $950,000 from the grant. Wallace in Duplin County was awarded $556,400 in the grant. Now, since 2017, more than $355 million in grants have been awarded to communities across the state to provide adequate housing, suitable living environments, infrastructure development, and economic expansion. And now we've got our eyes on exiting rain showers here in eastern North Carolina. Let's get right to, again, your radar picture, and we are seeing the last of the raindrops for today. Those are pulling away from the Outer Banks. Granted, most of eastern North Carolina hasn't really seen rain so far today, but a few of us along the Outer Banks have seen some drops come down. Those drops are now done as that whole system, again, most of the rain is off to the east of Cape Hatteras. Now, here's what we've got in terms of current air temperatures. Most of us right now are showing air temps either in the upper 50s to the upper 60s. I keep seeing Stumpy Point coming in at 73 degrees. At last checked, it was at 70. Way too warm compared to the surrounding areas. We've got 58 in Manio, 64 in Swan Quarter, 61 in Plymouth, 63 in Edenton, along with Elizabeth City. So Stumpy Point being 10 degrees warmer than Edenton, and Elizabeth City 9 degrees warmer than Swan Quarter. It's hard to believe. I think we do need to get one of the thermometers there recalibrated, as it usually shows up warm. The rest of eastern North Carolina, though, again, generally upper 50s to mid to upper 60s. Significantly warmer than where we were yesterday. Warmer than, so much so that you can notice the additional warmth as you step outside. A lot of that has to do with really the winds today, because cloud cover is still thick across the east. So we're not really looking at excess of sunshine that's heating us up. This is, again, a southwesterly wind flow that is bringing in warmer air and more humid air from the Gulf into the east. So for this afternoon, plan again on more of the mid, possibly upper 60s. 64 degrees by 1, 66 between 2, 3, and 4 p.m. There will be some areas that are going to be a little bit warmer than that, but cloud cover will remain. We will have maybe a few peaks of sunshine or kind of thin spots in the clouds to where the sun can actually make it through. But later on tonight, those clouds are going to be sticking with us. And because of that, air temperatures really aren't going to be cooling down all that much overnight tonight. We will wake up to the low 50s for tomorrow morning, and that will allow us to reach certainly the upper 60s tomorrow, possibly even the low 70s by tomorrow afternoon. Now, west-northwesterly wind will try to cool us down as we head from Wednesday into Thursday, but not really seeing a big cool down coming up, maybe about 5 degrees, and that's about it. Now, here's a look at the rain, or the cloud cover that's going to be showing up. Rain showers, again, no longer an issue. Early tomorrow morning, the southern half of eastern North Carolina will be under the cloud cover, and those clouds are going to take some time to fully depart eastern North Carolina. But by the time we reach around lunchtime into the early afternoon, a lot of those clouds are going to be exiting the east, leaving us with completely sunny skies for your Wednesday afternoon to Wednesday evening. Of course, then we zoom the picture out a little bit further and we can see when our next rain system is heading our direction. Keep your eyes again along the California coastline. That's where we are going to be seeing our next area of low pressure. You can kind of see that area swirling just south of Los Angeles. That is our next rain-making system. Of course, we will have a cold front move overhead later on tonight, but that's really only going to bring about additional cloud cover. It will shift the winds a bit, but it's not going to have a big impact on either your air temperatures, and it's certainly not going to bring rain to the east. But that system off California coast, that will be bringing rain to the east. There you can kind of see it working its way over the Rockies. And again, by the time we get to Thursday morning, the center of that low should be pretty much right over central Kansas. And then from there, it moves into the east by the time we reach Saturday. Saturday is looking like the wettest day of the week, but even right now, not looking all that wet. 30% chance of rain coming up for Saturday, 20% on Sunday. Those are morning showers on Sunday. So if you're planning on getting up early, going to church, you may want to grab an umbrella just in case some of those raindrops are hanging around your area. And then we're dry. And we are dry. Sunday afternoon all the way through Monday and Tuesday, we are going to be looking at sunny, dry weather. But it will come with a cool down. 75 degrees on Saturday turns to 49 on Monday, with overnight lows going from the low 60s Friday night to Saturday morning to the low 30s by Sunday night into Monday morning. Well, that's all we have time for today's noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Tuesday.